Aloha, and welcome to our end of the year State of the School Address. I am Troy Reimel, the Director of Christian Liberty Ministries. The purpose of this address is to bring you up to date on what has transpired over the last few months, give you a current standing of the school, and inform you of our direction for the 2020-2021 school year. You will have an opportunity to hear from Mrs. Pereira, our preschool director, Mrs. Strinsky, our elementary administrator, and Mr. Strinsky, our junior high administrator, as they share from their hearts their passion for what has been overcome these past 3 months in a life in a pandemic. We do not want to focus on what was lost during the recent stay-at-home orders, but on what was accomplished. Our God was incredibly gracious to us during this stressful time. I cannot state that enough. God is gracious and compassionate. I do not say that as an emotional sentiment, but as fact. The facts are that God allowed us to work with families like yours, who did not back down from the challenges that were hurled in front of us, and were willing to partner with the faculty through the distance learning program. Thank you for all your efforts on the home front, dealing with the challenges of technology and online assignments. There is not a better group of parents anywhere at any school, and we are blessed to have you as a partner in education. Another fact is the incredible faculty the Lord has graciously blessed us with. When informed that they were completely switching over to online in 1 week's time, and that they had to make sure that the lessons were of value, and they had to finish our objectives before the end of the quarter, and not just create busy work, they simply got down to business. They had to change their whole paradigm of education. Many of us had to become the student first to learn this new format so that we could confidently teach through it. After many tedious hours of lesson prep, setting up Zoom meetings, and grading work online, we have, by the grace of God, successfully completed DLP. And all the faculty would agree that online learning is second best to be physically in the classroom. But they made the most of this unfortunate situation. Another fact is the awesome students we have at CLA. When they found out that their friends at other schools were not going to be held accountable for their work, there was a strong temptation to squander the opportunity that was put before them. Though they stumbled briefly, they soon buckled down and overcame. Some excelled from the beginning because the system played to their strengths, while others were confronted daily with their weaknesses. They realized, I have to overcome and discipline myself, or I will dig myself a hole that will be impossible to get out of. Or they could have just given up, quit, succumbed to the circumstances, and waste the last 3 months of their lives. But they didn't. I want to say thank you to our students and say, job well done, to face these trying times and persevere. What a gracious God we serve to give us students like that. Another fact is the incredible insight of our financial manager and the board of directors. Because of a lot of prayer, the grace of God, and proper planning, we were able to survive the recent setbacks caused by the stay-at-home orders. Because of their financial management, I can say the state of the school is good. And the last fact is that we have an amazing group of administrators who, when faced with difficult tasks ahead and the uncertainty of advice we were receiving from other organizations, they didn't make excuses. They didn't operate in fear. They prayed, planned, prayed again, and then started stepping through that plan, praying as they went. They knew what had to be done, and they knew God would go before them. What a gracious God we serve to allow us to have such a humble and faithful group of leaders. Now, before we give you a glimpse of what next year may look like, here are a few words from the CLA administrative team.
State of the preschool. Over 20 years of teaching, and I have never experienced a year like this. A huge thank you to all the preschool parents who assumed the role of teacher at an almost instant notice. We tried to make distant learning as fun and as enjoyable as possible, and yet maintain our academic standard. You did great. Doing the Zoom calls and receiving pictures from our students each day helped make it a little more bearable. It has been an adjustment for everyone. We all had to step up technology, and for some of us, That was really difficult. Students had to go from seeing their friends and having fun at school every day to staying home and not really understanding why. They sure have learned some new words this year, like coronavirus or social distancing and COVID-19. Through it all, we have learned to be more flexible and lean on the only one who can get us through, and that is God. Again, I want to say big mahalos to you for standing in the gap. New normal. We have your child's safety and well-being at the utmost priority. We are planning on opening this summer and also in the fall, unless the government or the governor make new rules or mandates. We will take every precaution we can to ensure that we be as safe as possible. That means taking temperatures in the morning when the students arrive, or checking symptoms to make sure, sending students home if they display any symptoms, disinfecting, staff wearing masks, separating classes so that they do not come in contact, disinfecting everything at the end of the day that the children have played with in the classroom, and whatever else we need to do. We know that parents need to get back to work, and we want to make that possible as soon as we can. We want to open so we can help those in desperate need of childcare. Classrooms will be smaller. We will not be taking more than 9 in each class, and we are only opening 1 3-year-old class and 1 4-year-old class and 1 kindergarten class for the summer. They will fill up quickly. You will need to contact Mrs. Ball to register your child. Everything will go through her. Her number is 808-966-8446. Just a reminder, she is 6 hours earlier time than we are, so remember that when contacting her. We are here for you. We love you all very, very much, and we believe that Christian Liberty has the best parental support and students of all, even though we are just a little bit partial. Stay safe and enjoy those keiki that are an amazing gift from God.
In Proverbs 16:9, it says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." If you told me a year ago that I would be the elementary administrator, you would have gotten the same response I gave Mr. Raimo when he offered me the position. Jaw dropped and stare of disbelief, not in my ability, just in God's timing and establishing my steps. From that moment on, I personally and professionally have grown in this position. This is not on my own strength, but because of the Lord's great wisdom, grace, and mercy. I'm speaking to you now to address the state of the school for the elementary. We started off the year with the open house and laid the groundwork for the coming school year. We had a few adjustments in the teachers' positions, but the Lord has built a great team of teachers that are willing to go the extra mile and work with excellence. A new traffic pattern was established. You may remember seeing me out there in a JPO vest directing traffic and holding signs. I appreciate your willingness and patience with that process. Overall, this has been an eventful 2019-2020 school year. We had a successful harvest fair where all the students were able to perform. Mrs. Yogi and I had a great time being the MCs for the event. Faculty, parents, and friends from the community came and enjoyed all the festivities. We later were able to do our annual Veterans field trip, and we received help with transportation from Mr. Sani's tour buses. We collected 111 boxes for Operation Christmas Child. We had a great turnout for the Christmas program that we were able to video this year with the help of the high school production team. We were able to deliver 25 Aloha baskets to local businesses in the community. In February, we themed as Kindness Month. We collected coins to help the high school with the Punababa project. We ended the month with Reading Week. The theme was Reading Gives Us a Voice to Share with Others. The students read and helped others to read. We worked with the teachers to create exit exams for the elementary and updated placement tests. We are working on updating our handbooks and putting together other policies in place to help with the education of the students. Fourth quarter has been a challenge, but I have seen faculty, parents, and students rise up and meet the challenge. The distance learning program has been an adjustment for all of us. There are many goals for this program. We wanted to continue your child's education for fourth quarter, and we wanted to maintain that personal touch that our teachers are known for. It still amazes me how quickly we were able to put this program together, and every day we are working towards making it better. We have valued your input with filling out the survey. As we look towards the future, I know wherever the Lord establishes our steps, it will go well. Finally, I would like to thank all of you for your flexibility and commitment to the community here at Christian Liberty Academy. I see loyalty and love when I interact with you and see your concerns for the well-being of the school and staff. Thank you for your time, and God bless.
I was reading John 9 yesterday, and it was the story where a tragedy had happened. A boy was born blind, and people were asking Jesus, did this happen because of sin? And Jesus responded with, this happened so that the glory of God could be revealed. And that's a really good story. It's one of my favorites, and I firmly believe that all hardship that we face isn't necessarily something that God created, but definitely something that he can get glory from, because God is a redeemer. He can redeem anything that is given to him. I'm here to talk about the state of the school. In our junior high, it was a year of change from the beginning. With some of those changes, I came in as the junior high administrator. We had brought in new staff, Mrs. Glenn, and even Mrs. Blair in math, and God was there challenging us and making us better in so many different areas. Academically, we saw new growth and new challenges. In different students, the introduction of Khan Academy, history team tests always brings out academic fervor, and we saw the reintroduction of performing arts and the introduction of a new elective, problem-solving strategies. In our student life, our harvest fair was well attended, Thanksgiving was rich with pictures and fun, and we had our first ever school Christmas party in the junior high. There we found that some of our students can still fit their whole bodies in the lockers, and some of the junior high teachers scare easily. In the spring, we saw homecoming skits, and that was a mash of talent and fun. With sports, we had 7 cross-country runners representing CLA skill. We were very fortunate to have help to run our junior high basketball program this year. And lastly, our volleyball teams brought out some growing talent as we saw very competitive games. We saw many of our 8th graders serve as fierce athletes, and I also discovered that my 8th grade son has a beautiful overhand serve. Then, our world took a very different turn with the coronavirus. Everyone from staff, parents, and students alike were introduced to the programs of Zoom and Google Classroom. And despite all our high hopes, we had come to grips with the fact that our year was not going to end the way that we thought it was going to, and that was hard all around. As a parent of 4, I totally understand the challenge of managing children on very different grade levels, educational needs, and learning differences, while also working, and I knew that that was going to be a challenge, and it still is. And for those of you out there who are like me, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for your flexibility, your patience, and your push through. We know that you're one of the heroes here. As an administrator and teacher, I want to assure you at home that the challenges of these programs, learning these programs, and redesigning your curriculum to work in that format, striving to use it in a way that is age effective and as as much as possible, trying to help those families who aren't tech literate, our teachers are also rock stars. And I'm so proud of them for rising to the challenge. Despite these endless challenges and not knowing what's to come from day to day and constantly seeing changes and helping people in the way we can, we've seen so many students, parents, and teachers rise to the challenge. It proves the philosophy that our parents, students, and teachers working together is what works best. And after 7 weeks of distance learning, our tech skills are improving so that I know that we as a school are going to grow and meet, and it's going to make us better overall when we finally get to meet in the classroom. I want to choose to give God glory for all that He is doing around us. He is the one that has sustained us. He's enabled us to grow, and He has given us so many reasons to remain grateful. And I want to give Him the glory, and I invite you to do the same. So in the closing of my State of the School, I want to thank you. Thank you, parents. Thank you, students, and thank you, teachers. Thank you so much for a job well done.
I hope you were greatly encouraged by the words spoken by our administrative team. Again, what a gracious God we serve, who would allow us to work together at CLA. Many of you are wondering about next year and what type of commitment you are willing to make in these uncertain times. We understand. We also understand the education of your child is a very serious matter. We want to give you an opportunity to hear what our general plan is before you make a financial investment to partner with us. It is only fair that we inform you on our present course of action. After hours of listening to webinars, reading hundreds of pages of suggestions and guidelines from every organization you can think of, we have set in motion this following plan. Our Early Childhood Education Division will be opening up this summer starting on June 1st and running an 8-week program until August 1st. Then they will take a week-and-a-half break to gear up for the regular school year. We will be practicing safety protocols that will be released in an addendum to our summer handbook. That document will be available by Wednesday, May 27th. Because of the safety precautions, we are limiting our classes to only 9 students. It will be a first-come, first-served basis. We are not waiting on the organizations that offer scholarships because they have not released any information yet. We have set the cost at a reasonable amount to help us cover our daily operating expenses. If you are interested in this program, please contact Mrs. Ball and I at our financial office for further details. As you are aware from our announcement in February, we were not raising tuition for this upcoming school year. The administration and board are pleased to announce to you we will uphold that. We will not be raising tuition for this coming year. We are, however, adding a technology fee for every student of $150. This will help cover the cost of additional hardware needed by the faculty to improve our ability to serve you if the need for a distance learning program arrives in the near future. It will also help with faster internet at school and also provide access to Chromebooks for those in need. We will begin to service this coming year the entire high school student body with personal Chromebooks with future plans to include other grades. We are starting with the high school students because of the demand of college prep material. So please do not be alarmed by this new fee. Every child will reap benefits from this additional investment. Because of the recommendations for social distancing and prevention for overcrowding, we will be limiting class sizes for next year. We will be offering 1 pre-3 with 12 students. We will be offering 2 pre-4s with 9 students each. Kindergarten through 5th grade classes will be limited to 13 students. 6th through 12th grade classes will be limited to 15 students. These numbers are below our normal class size, and they are generated by the square footage of the rooms and the recommended space for each student. Now you can secure your spot in one of the grades by paying your comp fees. We cannot hold a spot for your child unless their comp fee has been paid. Announcements for comp fees will be coming out on May 22nd, with comp fees being due by June 5th. Once the maximum number has been reached for that class, it will close, and a wait list will be generated. We will be announcing plans in July for an online help program for those that are placed on the waiting list. This program will be provided during the time of the social distancing protocol. Once the order has been lifted, we will open our classrooms back up to their original size. On-campus education, Lord willing, will begin on Wednesday, August 12th with regular school. All the new procedures will be added to the handbooks of the different divisions and will be available by July 15th. At that time, we will inform you of new drop-off and pick-up procedures, sanitation expectations during the school day, cleaning provisions during and after school, as well as new lunch and playground policies. It is our goal to provide a safe environment for your children under realistic expectations. Because of some of our new policies, additional technology help, if the need arises, we'll be able to switch over to DLP program in a weekend's notice. It is a little easier now that the necessary groundwork has been laid. So we will be able to transition from on-campus learning to DLP in one weekend. The first week of June, the high school students will be receiving additional information about our partnership with Liberty University and their dual credit online program. Students who meet the academic qualifications will be able to register with Liberty University and complete college prep credits while doing high school credits. Some students may be able to qualify for the accelerated program and earn an associate's degree in one of 7 fields by the time they graduate. More information on this program will be available in June. Now, just to recap, we will be running a modified early ed program this summer with limited space, so please contact Mrs. Ball and I as soon as you can for more details. Tuition will not increase. Let me repeat that. Tuition will not increase for this upcoming school year. We are just adding a $150 technology fee to help cover extra expenses. Also, and this is extremely important, class sizes will be limited for next year due to the safe distancing guidelines. Once a class is full, you will be put on a wait list. And last, we will be starting, again, Lord willing, on-campus education on August 12th with new safety procedures in place. And those new safety procedures will be available by July 15th. We have a plan, and we will continue to pray our way through it. And by the grace of God, it will stay its course. We hope we will be able to partner with you again in the 2020-2021 school year. Mahalo for watching, and God bless.